Stop number 5 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Darlington Raceway, the track to the Tame. Here in Darlington, South Carolina, it's the running of the Dodge Challenger 500. We are set for 37 laps of racing here today on this 1.366 mile egg-shaped oval. And let's get the starting line for today's running of this event. On the pole at 180 miles an hour, it's Joshua Osborne, the number 17 Western Auto Chevrolet, his first pole of the season. He'll be alongside the number 25 Kodiak Chevrolet of Daniel Olson. He's on the outside. Row 2 has Johnny Gardner, number 28 Texaco Haviland Ford, and the inside, and he'll be on the outside of him is his Yates teammate Keith Batson, number 88 Quality Care Service Ford Credit Ford Thunderbird. Next row down is Joshua Collard, the number here inside of the third row in the STP Pontiac, car number 43. Beside him, Kev Shear, number 57 Heinz Tomato Ketchup Chevrolet, or Pontiac rather, car number 57. Row 4, Amari Stoudemer Jr., number 68 Country Time Oldsmobile. He'll be alongside the number 71 Lifeboy Chevrolet of Jonathan Zorlin on the outside. Row number 5 has Benjamin Miles, number 27 Kodiak Pontiac. He'll be alongside the number 33 Skull Bandit Oldsmobile of John Gilbert. He's on the outside. Row 6, Kyle Matthews, number 42 Melliella Pontiac. He'll be alongside the number 9 Coors Melling Ford of Jessica Shelton on the outside. Row number 8 has, row 7 actually has Sky Cummins in the number 22 Maxwell House Ford. He'll be alongside the number 15 Motorcraft Ford of Matt Delio. Row 8 has the number 10 Tide Ford of JT Bryant, and flanking him on the outside, Jeremy Jones, the number 14 Copenhagen Oldsmobile. Row number 9 has Dawson Wise, the number 18 Interstate Battery Chevrolet, the winner at Las Vegas. He'll be alongside Quentin Moore, the number 21 Citgo Ford. Row 10, Dylan Poteet in the number 31 Mom and Pop Chevrolet. He'll be alongside his buddy Seth Cole, the number 52 Alka-Seltzer Pontiac. Row 11 has Nick Johnson, number 66 Phillips 66 Trop Arctic Pontiac. Beside him, Chris Dodd, number 8 Snickers Buick, the winner of the Daytona 500. Then it's Cole Baker, the winner this season at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the last race in the tour, the 75 Valvoline Pontiac. Flanking him is Joshua Sekuli, the number 12 Ray Bessis Buick. Then it's Zachary Fitzwater, number 29 Hardee's Oldsmobile on the inside of the next row. He'll be alongside Chris Dowerton, the 55 Crown Petroleum Skull Classic Oldsmobile. Next row down, Zed Weinstein, the son's the Rumpel Furniture Pontiac, car number 70 in the next row down. Alongside of him will be Jesse Turner, the 94 Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile. Another Oldsmobile, Trent Dunham from Sega Motorsports in the Skull Classic Oldsmobile, car number 1. He'll be alongside John Arndt, the number 6 in the Valvoline Ford, car number 6. Then it's the 26 Quaker State Buick on the inside of the next row down. Chelsea Bowles in the inside. She'll be alongside Ryan George, the 30 Pennzoil Pontiac. Paul Minnick in the number 4 Skull in the number 40 in the number 4. There, Paul Minnick is in the inside of the next row down. Number 4 Kodak Film Chevrolet. He'll be alongside the number 11 Budweiser Ford of Zach Winkle. Next row down, Michael Norman, the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, has the inside, and he'll be alongside Cole Deaver, the number 7 Xerox Antifreeze Ford. Next row down has Levi McIntyre, the XI-Barris SKF Ford Thunderbird for Rockin' Wrestling Racing, and he'll be alongside Andrew Perry, the number 5 Levi Garrett Chevrolet. Next row down has Dylan Young, the winner at Rockingham this season, the Miller Genuine Draft Ford, car number 2, and Dalton Day, the number 20 Crown Petroleum Oldsmobile. And starting shotgun in the field is Charles Sanford in the number 24 DuPont Chevrolet. So the field is lined. So that's the starting lineup, and the field is lined up to get set for 37 laps of racing here in the Dodge Challenger 500. And here comes the command to fire the engines here at the track to the Tame.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Command's been given the fire the engines because we're racing here today. And there's a scheduled change that may happen this season. I want to bring an announcement. There may be a 4th row course that we may be running this season, as we're thinking about running the Yas Marina Circuit. Now, whereabouts on the schedule, that's going to be at, I have no idea, but it's going to replace the second New Hampshire race date. So we'll give that track a test. For a race here and how many laps it's going to be running, I have absolutely no idea. But we are going racing here at Darlington, South Carolina, and look at the view from the grandstands as the green flag is about to wave over the Chevrolet front row of Joshua Osborne and Daniel Olson. The green flag waves, and we are underway here at Darlington. Osborne jumping out to the lead here as Olson goes into second position. There's the Fords are side by side with Johnny Gardner and Keith Batson. And now Gardner takes third. Now Batson under fire from Joshua Collard for the fourth position. Front three cars have broken away easily here. Osborne, Olson, and Gardner. Gardner was close to winning the last race. Gardner was close to winning a couple races ago at Rockingham. Finished, I believe, in the top 5 in that race, though, still. But anyway, Collard going to fourth position. Fifth is Amari Stoudemire Jr. Then Benjamin Miles running in sixth position. Kyle Matthews jumping up in the 7th spot. Keith Batson dropping to 8th. Front 8 cars are single file, making that front 9 cars. Kev Shear breaks out of that pack. This is one of Shear's best tracks on the tour here. He likes running here at Darlington for some reason. Probably because one of his wins came in the Pokemon Cup Series from Pichu London. JT Bryant in car number 10 runs 10th at the moment. Off to an okay start this season. Jonathan Zorlin and Dawson Wise battling it out for position. That's for 12th. That's for 11th, I should say, excuse me. Dylan Poteet caught up on the outside of the track in car 31 as Zachary Fitzwater goes to the inside. And now another side-by-side battle forming right there behind as Zed Weinstein going inside of Jessica Shelton for position. And now she's under fire from the 1 of Trent Dunham and the number 8 of Chris Dodd. On board with Trent Dunham. As you can see right up ahead of him, though, the front few cars are single file. Actually, we got battles going up front right now. Joshua Osborne losing the lead now to the 25 of Daniel Olson. Amari Stoudemire Jr. going into second position. Third is now Benjamin Miles in the second Kodiak car, even though this one's from Blue Max Racing. The 25 that's leading the racer, the Kodiak car, is from Hendrick Motorsports. Joshua Collard going up in the fourth position. Osborne still losing spots now to JT Bryant in the tan car as Kyle Matthews moves up into the, I believe that's for fourth spot, I believe. No, but it's fifth position, excuse me. Collard is in fourth. And now Osborne on the outside of Keith Batson. Batson falls back in line in front of his Yates teammate Johnny Gardner, who now goes up the track. Sky Commons going by him. Here comes John Gilbert in the Harry Gant colors, number 33. Kev Shear on the outside lane. Dylan Poteet going inside. This has been a miserable start for Poteet this season. But you remember he started out miserable last season and came on strong to finish in the 10th position in the points. As now Poteet's on the outside of the car Zed Weinstein. And we talked about not wanting to get away from each other. Well, since that Daytona 500 finish, Chris Dodd and Jessica Shelton seem like they've been connected together every race. If you remember that 500 finish, and I hate to keep harking back onto that, but it was such a great finish. But Chris Dodd, as you remember, nipped Jessica Shelton at the start-finish line in that race, though, by just about a half a car length. But Chris Dodd, of course, like there, but that needless to say for Chris Dodd, it's one of his biggest wins ever. And of course, he had an okay season last season with the number 4 car, which was driven this season by Paul Mennick. Dodd right now running 20th, Shelton in 19th, trying to go for 18th now on the inside of Poteet. Matt Dalio has been usually good on the intermediate tracks in this series. He won, as you remember, at Homestead Miami Speedway last season, driving the number 15 Motorcraft Ford. Jeremy Jones in the number 14 AJ Voigt cars. Cole Baker, the winner at the last race on the tour at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And the number 75 Valvoline Pontiac for Raymont Racing. And this is part of the super team that Johnny Gardner and Kev Scheer put together, by the way. Jesse Turner in 94 going inside of Poteet. Now another Dylan Young. The winner at Rockingham makes it trying to follow Poteet. Now Dalio goes underneath, and as well as Trent Dunham in the 1 car. And following behind him is Andrew Perry in the 5. On board again, Trent Dunham's car. And you saw how fast he went into turn number 3, 196 miles per hour. And down to about 155 in the middle of 3 and 4. See how fast he goes into turn number 1 at about 187 miles per hour. The last time Byford Dunham was 177.903 on the last lap speed. And the fastest lap just almost 182 miles an hour. Dunham running 25th at the moment. Here, right behind him is Andrew Perry, who's had a bad start to the season for him so far in 26th. Andrew Perry, you may remember, took over the number 5 ride from Austin LaPlante last season at the race at Kansas. Oh my gosh, there are 3... right there in that bunch, they were almost 3 wide in turn numbers 1 and 2 between Turner, Shelton, and Dalio. And that's allowed the 2 we were talking about there with Dunham and Perry close right in, and now Trent Dunham following back behind Matt Dalio. And meanwhile up front, Amari Stoudemire Jr. has the lead right now in the car number 68 machine. As we continue to watch this battle here, Dylan Young going by Jesse Turner. So is Ryan George, and so is Michael Norman, Dalton Day, Seth Cole. Best battle on the track right now at the moment. And there you see, now Sakuli backs off the throttle and loses about 3 or 4 positions there. Paul Mennick in the 4 car, who had such a hot start to the season. Not only did he lose the points lead at the last race on the Tour at Atlanta down to Dylan Young, but that 4 car, of course, it sometimes depends on where you start on these tracks, whether you make any headway or not. Of course, it also depends on the preferred groove that this track is, and at Darlington, it's the low line that's the preferred groove. But we've seen in this track before that Darlington can come up with some. You can get a good bite on the outside of the track and turn out of the turns as Chris Dallerton bounces off the wall in 55. No harm, no foul to his machine. Charles Sanford going to the apron of the track. I don't know what's going on there. He's got may have a problem with the car or something. I don't know. And back to the leaders we go, and it's now Daniel Olson, number 25, that leads the race here. As we are almost halfway home in this race, it'll be 19 in the books and 18 laps to go. Joshua Osborne, the pole sitter, in second position, the Season 2 champion of this series. Third position, going into third now, is Dawson Wise, number 18. He's had a hot start to the season. So far in the 18 machine, won the race at Las Vegas in a tremendous 3-wide finish. Nick Johnson, 66 car, going in the fourth position. He's having a good run. Joshua Collard going in the 5th position. 6th is Stoudemire. 7th is Kyle Matthews. 8th is John Gilbert. 9th is Benjamin Miles, battling over there with The 71 of Jonathan Zorlin and the 22 of Sky Commons. Johnny Gardner, who started this race third in the field, he runs in 12th position at the moment. As you see, 3 Fords running together. He and JT Bryant and Sky Commons, and there's Cab Shearer behind him in 14th position. Shearer, another one of our drivers with the in-car camera. Backed out the throttle just a little bit, now trying to close in on JT Bryant, trying to get a draft off of him. And down to about 149 miles an hour into turns 3 and 4. We saw about 155 on Trent Dunham earlier. And here comes Shearer. He wants to get by both Bryant and Gardner. Gardner goes to block. Stoudemire goes up the track at 68. As you saw, Gardner and Shearer almost sideswiped the 68 car. And Kev goes into turn 3 at 194 miles per hour. Now Kyle Matthews is up the track. Shearer picking up a couple spots there. That was 12th position. And that's 11th he just picked off with Johnny Gardner. Now Dawson Wise goes up the track now. And whoa, almost off the wall like we saw Chris Dallerton do earlier. And actually, Matthews keeps his spot now, and here comes John Gilbert going into the 4th position as Daniel Olson continues to hold on to the lead in the Dodge Challenger 500 at Darlington, which is now 24 laps old. Even though this is back in the pack, there's still some good racing happening here. Chris Dallerton going inside now of Dalton Day in the 20 car. Dalton slaps the wall just a little bit. Tapped the wall just a little bit, I should say. But not good runs for any of these drivers here in the back of the pack, though. We expected some of these drivers we expected a big challenge out of in the points. So guys like Dallerton, Sakuli, Sanford, and a few others, though. But it's not materialized just yet. Chelsea Bowles in 26 car runs in 35th. There's Cole Deaver in 34th. Levi McIntyre back there. Michael Norman, Jessica Shelton, Andrew Perry. Some of these drivers, Darlington has not treated them very, very well here. As you see, JT Bryant and Dylan Poteet up the track as Ryan George and Trent Dunham goes inside now. Dylan Young and back there, the championship leader coming into this race. Back to the leaders, and we got a 3-car battle for the lead shaping up here as the 25 of Daniel Olson under fire from Joshua Osborne and Joshua Collard, and now it might want to throw in the 33 of John Gilbert and Nick Johnson and 66 in this bunch too. Osborne holds off Collard for the time being for second as Olson continues to lead as we now have 9 laps to go in this race. Osborne trying to find that bite though. Can he get by Olson? Better remember though, he's still got Joshua Collard and Nick Johnson to fight off, and maybe Kyle Matthews before this thing's over. It's 42. Benjamin Miles running in 6th position, a good run for the 27 team. They better remember though, however though, before they can get by the leader though, they try to get underneath for position, or that's going to let the leader pull away. So in some ways it's kind of important for them to stay hooked up as they want to try to get... And oh, we got caution. Caution on lap number 30 of this race here. JT Bryant. Looks like he's crashed. A little scrape on the side of that 10 car. Oh, and we did it. We had a big crash in turns in turn 1. And it's the point leader Dylan Young was in the crash as he and Ryan George got into it. Yep, and George comes up, he just stuffs Dylan Young into the wall. Trent Dunham goes by, Poteet goes by, Shelton, McIntyre. Ooh, and there's where the pileup happens. You know, Michael Norman, J.T. Bryant, John Arndt, Chris Dowerton, Sakuli was in it. Zach Winkle in the 11 is in the crash. Boy, and what a hit Seth Cole and some of the others took. And for Daniel Olson, he did not want to see that yellow flag fly because that's gonna put Joshua Osborne and Joshua Collard up in his rearview mirror now. Real time. Bad crashes for some of these drivers. On board, Seth Cole. Driving in turn 2 and oh crap. Chris Dowerton's view. You heard Chris Dowerton having a hard time trying to get his car to start. So with 5 laps to go, Daniel Olson's the leader, Joshua Osborne second, Joshua Collard running in third, Nick Johnson running him in the 4th position, one of the second leading rookie. Kyle Matthews, Benjamin Miles, Jonathan Zorlin, Dawson Wise, Kev Sheeran, and Jeremy Jones, the top 10 in this race. As we're going to get the green flag with 3 laps to go in this race here. The rest of the top 10 in this field as we look through the field. Keith Batts running in 11th. 12th is Zachary Fitzwater. 13th, John Gilbert. 14th, Chris Dodd. 15th is Amari Stoudemire Jr. Zed Weinstein 16th. 17th, Johnny Gardner. 18th is Matt Delio. 19th, Cole Baker. And 20th is Sky Commons. Here, J.T. Bryant, Zach Winkle, Chris Dowerton, and John Arndt are able to continue on. Same with Dylan Young, but Ryan George, Seth Cole, Michael Norman, Dalton Day, and Joshua Sakuli all out of the race because of that crash that happened on lap number 30 of this race. But we are set for a as we said, get set for a good finish here at Darlington. Where are we again? At Darlington Raceway in Darlington, South Carolina. Daniel Olson, can he lead it? Can he hold them all off? We'll find out as the green flag waves, and we're back underway here at Darlington. We've seen kind of run Joshua Osborne and Joshua Collard can get on these on Olson. Olson might possibly be a sitting duck. Who knows? See what happens here. Who makes the move first? It's Osborne making the move first. He goes for the lead. And that theory I said of being a sitting duck, that turned out to be true. And here comes Olson coming back on the outside. That's what we was about to say. This track has seen runs on the outside of the track out of turn 4. So you can get a good bite there through that turn. And may possibly get a win here. Osborne goes to the lead. Now can Joshua Collard catch him? It's the battle of the Joshuas here at Darlington. But Nick Johnson is going to make his move to the inside lane. Can he pull it off? It will be the white flag this time by, and that may be all she wrote here. Joshua Osborne out in front. The white flag waves, 1 lap remaining at Darlington. Osborne has never won on this racetrack, and that may change here in 2 more turns. Collard holds off Nick Johnson for second position at the moment, but the man in the number 17 Western Auto Chevrolet, the man from Bandelier, Kentucky, rounds through turn number 4, and the Dodge Challenger 500 belongs to car 17. Joshua Osborne wins at Darlington. And it's a 1-2 for the Joshuas as Joshua Collard comes home second. Nick Johnson, a tremendous performance in third. Kyle Matthews coming home in fourth. Fifth, the Benjamin Miles. Sixth was Dawson Wise. Seventh, Kev Shearer. Eighth, Zachary Fitzwater. Ninth, Jonathan Zorman. And 10th was Daniel Olson. A heartbreaker for Olson, though. He definitely did not want to see that last yellow flag to fly. And that all but cost him the victory here today as Osborne went to the inside. That was basically all she wrote for Daniel Olson. So Joshua Osborne wins the race here today. Average speed 137.528. John Gilbert ends up finishing 11th position. Keith Batson coming home in 12th. 13th was Chris Dodd. 14th, Amari Summer Jr. 15th, Jeremy Jones. Johnny Gardner, Matt Dahlia, Zed Weinstein, Sky Commons, and Trent Dunham was a 20th position runner in this race here. Jessica Shelton coming home 21st. 22nd was Cole Baker. 23rd, Levi McIntyre. 24th was Quentin Moore. Cole Deaver. 25th. 26th, Chelsea Bowles. 27th, Dylan Pote. 28th, Jesse Turner. Paul Mennick, Andrew Perry, Charles Sanford, Dylan Young, John Arndt, Zach Winkle, Chris Dalton, and JT Bryant were the cars that finished the race. Here, and the cars out of the race we mentioned before, Ryan George, Seth Cole, Michael Norman, Dalton Day, and Joshua Sekuli were the cars out of the race. So 5 cars out of the race here at Darlington. And a great battle for the win, and as we said, a 1-2 finish for the people named Joshua. Yeah, Joshua Osborne wins the race, and Joshua Collard comes home in second, even though here one from Kentucky and the other from the jolly old UK. But anyway, if you like what you see here, for more NNSCRA races, NNSCRA gaming, and everything, be sure to subscribe to this page if you like what you see. You never know what's going to pop up on this page here, as the president of the NNSCRA himself, Seth Cole, will tell you. So, with all that said, the next race on the tour will be at Texas Motor Speedway for the Samsung Mobile 500. And until then, this is James Qualls, and this has been a production of the NNSCRA, celebrating 5 years of offline racing at its best.